Hey everybody, it's Thunderbird and welcome back to Highway Blossoms. Right, the last we left off, there was an interesting little moment between, well, interesting, I'd say it was more sweet and kind of, a bit all over the place in some ways. Uh, while they do appear to be in a relationship at the moment, neither one is really certain what the hell is going on, and for good reason, because it just happened. The equivalent of like a car crash, just without the tragedy. It's just a very sudden, huh, what the fuck? Anyway, sleeping on is supposed to help you with tough decisions or with big changes, but that's hard when you can't pass out in the first place. Yeah, I know that feeling. The thoughts of Marina and of Gramps, and of things changing and of things staying the same, all brewed together to keep me awake just like the coffee is right now. Oh, speaking of which, yes. When I got up this morning, the first thing I felt was surprise that I managed to fall asleep at all. The 3 hours I got must have snuck up on me. I drained another cup of coffee, number 4 and the last one from this pot. I dumped another few scoops of grounds into the coffee maker and started a new batch. I got to see the sunrise, which even I usually sleep through. Out here in the middle of nowhere with no light pollution, the sky was vivid, shards of jagged pink tearing into the blue. I nearly dozed off again just watching. Maybe someday I'll get to watch it with Marina. Someday when I wake up early again, and if she manages to get her lazy ass out of bed. Lazy but cute. Yesterday's events replay in my mind for the umpteenth time, and with them come the swirl of emotions that feel like a stomach ache with a high, both at once. Things finally starting to seem normal to feel. Things finally starting to feel normal between us again. Kissing Marina at the Valley of Fire, her leaning into it, wondering if I should stop, her not letting me. I said that really weird. Sitting close on the couch, not asking any questions, not answering them either, wondering if I should. Ugh, it's too early for this shit. The familiar ping of the coffee maker tells me that I've been zoned out for a few minutes now. Smashing my fist into my eyes, I try to rub the sleepiness out. Movement from the back of the RV means that I must have woken Marina up. I can hear the sound of her bed creaking and of the covers being thrown back. Oh, hello. I feel a strange, nervous elation as she appears in the hallway, looking bedraggled. Good morning. She groans like a zombie and stumbles towards me. Want some coffee? A stiff head nod. Smiling, I prepare her a cup. It's only half coffee. The other half is a boatload of sugar and the creamer that neither Gramps nor I ever drank. I don't even know why we had it, but it's not expired. Well, at least you checked. When she reaches me, Marina leans into me, sort of falls, really, crashing against my shoulder. Hey, careful. A bit of coffee sloshes out of the mug and onto my hand. I don't mind. She takes a drink and a couple of small sips. Minor bliss replaces her glazed expression. Good? Good. There's hardly any coffee in it, you know. Just the way I like it. I wonder if she had a hard time falling asleep like I did, but I'm hesitant to ask. Afraid she'd say no. Afraid she'd say yes. So I just sit down and she takes a spot next to me. We both quietly sip our coffee as she rejoins the land of the living. Once she finishes her first cup, she's large enough for a conversation. Sleep okay? I figured that's safer than flat out asking. Yeah, kinda. She trails off. Maybe I gave her alertness too much credit. I forgot what I was just saying. I laugh and stand up. Don't worry about it. Marina mumbles something incoherent. What was that? She clears her throat. Sorry, I asked if you slept alright. Took me a while to fall asleep, but after that, yeah. It's not strictly a lie. That means it's also not strictly the truth either. Eyes half closed, Marina smiles thinly. Good. I turn around so that she doesn't see how preoccupied I am, or guess what's on my mind. Whatever it is that I'm dealing with, it's not her problem. I don't want her to worry about me. The floor creaks as Marina stands up too, but I don't face her. So, where are we going today? No idea. We have a few days before the show. Anything you want to see? Whatever it is, I'll make the trip. We're not very far from Las Vegas, right? Not at all. Just a couple of hours. Let's go there. Oh boy, they're going to Vegas. This is going to be interesting. Finally, I meet her eyes again. The smile on her face is pure and earnest. I can't help but return it. Sure, that sounds like fun. And she hugs me. Her warm figure is pressed close against mine. She smells like my shampoo. I wrap my arms around her and hold her close. Just for a second, everything feels right. Like it's all gonna work out. And I realize how badly I want it to. I squeeze tight and then pull away. What was that for? Just felt like it. Worry creases her face. Should I not? Nah, you definitely should. Go get dressed and I'll get us on the road. You cool with waiting to eat till we get there? Yeah. Cool. There are a million buffets and exotic restaurants there, so we can find something good. I like Las Vegas already. Dork. I gently push her towards the back to go get ready. She sticks her tongue out over her shoulder as she goes. Just, oh, fuck the stress. No, why? Ugh. I'm glad this is actually giving us a chance to see their relationship actually, oh god, blossom. It's in the title. It's a funny joke. Because honestly, I get really disappointed when it just like, oh, and then they hook up and it ends. Boring. I actually want to see the characters mesh. I want to see them interact. I want to see their relationship develop. How they function as a piece, as two people who actually have to fit together. It's two individuals. Two people with their own likes, their own dislikes, their own clashing emotions, creating an interesting little chemical soup in their brain. And then they have to try and coexist. It doesn't always work, and it doesn't always conflict. So that's what I like seeing, how they actually get along, how that builds up. I'm, again, very glad that they actually show this as opposed to just cutting it off right when things start to get interesting. Watching, I rub my temple before climbing into the front seat. I'm looking forward to this. I know Marina is too. So why does it feel like I'm doing something wrong? For a long moment, I just press my forehead against the steering wheel, not thinking of much of anything. The sound of Marina's approaching footsteps makes me sit up, and I put on a smile as she hops into her spot. Ready? Yep. Here we go then. And we head out towards the highway. Not going to reference the song, but there's guitar now. Las Vegas appears on the horizon far before we actually reach it. Clusters of generic skyscrapers are interspersed with the world-famous casinos, which come in many shapes and sizes. Some are indistinguishable from the tall banks and offices around them, except for gaudy logos and signs. Others are constructed to look like a pyramid, or a Roman palace, or a medieval castle. There's a distinct clash where some buildings are striking and clean-looking, as if they'd just been completed yesterday. But then just beside them will be a sad-looking place with faded paint and signs that aren't supposed to be flickering. That aren't supposed to be. Okay, I thought I heard that wrong. As we enter the city limits, we're suddenly surrounded by the noise of traffic and the smell of exhaust. Exiting the highway was like crossing the boundary to another world. Marina drinks it all in. Oh, what's that one? The super tall one. She points at the windshield. Even though it's impossible to follow her finger, I know which one she's talking about. That's the Stratosphere. I think it's one of the tallest buildings in the country. Whoa. We're still miles out, but she already seems to be infatuated with the city. Her eyes are wide and so is her mouth. It's even cooler up close. I never knew cities could be this huge. Hick. I keep forgetting that she's never been out of New Mexico. Sure, there are a couple of decently sized cities there, but nothing this impressive. I'm excited for her to experience all this for the first time. Honestly, Las Vegas is kind of on the small side, at least compared to places like New York or Chicago. Seriously? That's insane. I can't imagine that many people in one place. I seem to recall Eunice saying or did she say buildings? I don't remember. She said something like that in Final Fantasy X when Tidus mentioned how big Xanarkand was. Or at least tried to tell her how big it was. What about your house? She giggles. That's pretty close. She reminds me of a puppy straining against its leash as she whips between looking out the windshield and out the passenger side window. To me, the part of the city that we're in looks like any other downtown area, so I'm not impressed. Once we get to the strip, where all the really famous casinos are located, that's where we have to go find Mr. House and stop his robot army. Or wake it up if you want to follow him. It'll be different. But first, I have another destination in mind. So, Mare. Yeah? Ever heard of the World Carnival Buffet at the Rio? I don't think so. Should I? Well, if you like food, it's pretty much the greatest place on earth. They have like everything imaginable to eat, and lots of stuff that you can't imagine either. Somehow our eyes get even wider. I want to try it all. Pretty sure you'll change your mind when you see some of it, but that's the spirit. Are we going there now? Hell yeah, we are. I'm starving. Me too. Aww. And she grabs my free hand, the one that isn't on the steering wheel. My heart leaps to my throat. Since we're at a red light, I catch her eye and she smiles, though her face is a little red. I smile back and then face forward. Our hands hang limply between our seats. It isn't long before our palms are moist with sweat. I don't know whose. Her hand is so soft, like she treats it with lotion or something, but I know it's not the case. Smooth like a baby's. It makes me a little self-conscious of my chewed fingernails and chronically dry skin. Worried that I'm going to gross her out and she'll pull away or something. Is this okay? Huh? Maybe I was getting a little too distracted. Is what? She raises our linked hands. This. You just seem kinda... like, I mean, I can nod if you... No, it's fine, seriously. I'm talking louder than I need to, flustered as I try to backpedal. She doesn't look convinced. Okay, sorry, I'm still, not really... It's fine. You're fine. Really. I'm the one who should be sorry. I'm not usually this weird in a relationship. Now she looks almost offended. Crap. I just mean... A blaring honk from behind reminds me that I'm setting stop at a green light. The middle of traffic isn't the best place for this conversation. Breathing deeply as we pull ahead, I try to collect my thoughts. Sorry, again, I just have a lot on my mind. Because I like you, I really do. You know that really freaking well by now. She smiles, though she's still looking down, and her hands are still together. And this is such an awkward time and place to be talking about this. So it's my bad if I'm being weird or whatever. But being with a girl I met on the side of the road is a new one, even for me, Finally, she laughs. Yeah, I guess it's a little weird. Oh, a little. I mean, I suppose that's not usually where you figure you're going to meet someone you're actually going to be in a relationship with. That's kind of, that is, yeah. I feel like I can still hear a slight quiver in her voice, but I might be imagining it. So I squeeze her hand tightly. Immediately, she squeezes back. I only have a vague idea of the direction I need to be driving. Fortunately, it isn't too long until the Rio comes into view, looming large a few miles away. We pull into the parking lot near the back, where the only open spaces are left. It's pleasantly warm outside. I've heard stories of people's shoes melting on the asphalt during the summer, but for now the weather's perfect. As we cross the parking lot towards the casino, Marina takes my hand yet again. I can feel my heart rate accelerate, but I squeeze her fingers all the same. Fancy. The first few steps inside are sensory overload. A million different sounds and a billion different lights, all pour from the sea of slot machines. Even at lunchtime on a Thursday, the majority are occupied. We both take a second frozen in place to try and process it all. This isn't even my first time in a casino, but I'm overwhelmed, just like Marina is. I can see the reflection of a game in her eyes, like a cartoon character thinking of money. What do you know? Whoa. Yeah, whoa. Is this one of the most popular casinos? Not even close. Like, it's big, but it's not the biggest. Whoa. I tug her forward. Come on, we'll have tons of time to gawk with food in our stomachs. The mention of food steadies her step. Giant overhead signs direct the way to the buffet. They must be visible from any part of the building. If this place is famous for something besides the food, I don't know what it is. We can smell it before we can see it, even despite the stench of cigarettes and beer that are pretty strong here. It doesn't smell like any one particular food item, but rather lots and lots of them. Yeah, that is one of the weird things about buffets. All the different meals that the scents wafting together, and it becomes this really. It's neither one nor all of them. Well, it is all of them. That's, what am I saying? My brain's giving out. And I guess what I should be saying is that it's neither good nor bad. It's just strange. Things that shouldn't be mixing together do mix together. And it's like, what the fuck? Guided by our stomachs, we half run towards the buffet. The line to get in is small since we got here so early. Marina hops up and down, trying to peek over the head of the ball guy in front of us. Can you see anything? Barely. It looks like it goes on forever. Good. I practically throw my card at the attendant. It reminds me of paying to enter an amusement park, and I'm just as excited. We're up through a small gate into heaven. And I'm gonna end this here. We can come back when they get into heaven. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next episode.